Welcome back, folks, to Let's Play Broken Sword, Shadow of the Templars. When last we left off, George was standing in this street by the ceaseless drone of traffic. After making a fair bit of progress, we've managed to get in contact with the person who, basically delivered the jacket to Khan, and we have found where Khan is staying. And without further ado, let us go and see if we can find out more at the hotel. The hotel being most likely a new location on the map. There are two people hanging around outside. I'm not quite sure they are hanging around for a taxi. Oh, nothing to see there. Let's have a look here. Nothing to see there either. There's an alleyway down here. Let's explore around here first. Doesn't seem to be much around here. At all, in fact. Well, I'm sure this place has some purpose, but not just yet. I'd almost say that these two people here are waiting for someone rather than something. So let's have a talk with them.
Excuse me?
Yeah?
Hello, how are you?
Do you happen to know a guy named Khan?
That ain't nobody I know.
I'm sorry to be a burden on your brain.
So, no.
You ever meet a guy called Plantard?
No, I ain't.
You missed your chance. If you're quick, you'll catch him at the coroner's.
I don't think this guy's going to be very helpful.
Have you seen a guy dressed as a clown?
No, I ain't. Don't tell me I missed him. Oh, that's too bad. I love the clowns, don't you?
I've seen daytime television that was funnier.
I love it when the little guys get hurt.
That figures.
Custard pies, hose pipe down the pants, then smack! A plank in the kisser.
A plank? Yeah, I get the feeling I don't want to get on this guy's bad side, but I do want to show him this tissue.
Do you recognize this tissue? Think carefully now.
Ooh, ooh, ooh,
I'm gonna have to hurry you.
ooh.
Time's up, so I'll tell you. It's a used tissue with a liberal dump of Bestheimer's number 12.
If you say so.
I don't think he's going to be very helpful. We could try the buzzer on him.
Shake my hand.
Nah.
Oh, rats.
Oh, it didn't work.
What do these... Oh, never mind.
He's not even going to show the man the manhole cover.
Have you ever seen this clown's nose before?
Nope.
Well, that wasn't helpful.
Do you recognize the guy in this photograph?
Is this a trick question?
No, I simply asked if you recognized him.
Okay then. Nope, I don't.
Fair enough.
See you later.
Not if you see me first.
Okay, so that guy is somebody that I don't trust. I probably don't trust this guy either, but let's have a talk with him.
Excuse me.
Yes?
Hello?
Do you know a man by the name of Khan?
No, I don't.
It's very important I get to see him, and...
I told you. I don't know it.
Fair enough.
Have you heard of a guy called Plantard?
No. That name means nothing to me.
Fair enough.
I'm looking for a clown.
Are you trying to be funny?
No, I really am looking for a clown.
There are no clowns here except you.
That was a scathing retort. George is reeling from it. Let's show him a tissue.
What does this tissue mean to you?
Are you serious?
Oh, yes. Take a good look at the substance it's smeared with.
You are sick. Very sick.
So, no.
Will you shake my hand?
Are you joking? Who knows where it has been?
At the moment, holding a very bad tissue.
What does this tool suggest to you?
Hard labor.
Fair enough.
Have you ever seen this clown's nose before?
No.
Fair enough.
Do you recognize the guy in this photograph?
No. I never saw him.
Well, this guy seems more reasonable, but I trust him just about as much as the other guy.
Forget it.
because they are waiting for someone. And I hope that person is not me. They both watched George go in. Let's have a talk with... Let's have a look first.
I figured the lady at the keys wouldn't appreciate a duet with a musical illiterate like me.
Meaning that you can't play the piano. Oh, he has nothing to say about that. Anything else to look at? Not really. There's a phone here. There's also this man. Let's talk to him. Hello.
Excuse me, didn't I see your picture in the news? You're that Nobel Prize winner from some unpronounceable Eastern European state.
Yes, that is me, in person.
I don't want to worry you, but have you had any threats on your life? You know, mysterious phone calls, letters made up of headlines cut from the newspaper.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Fair enough. Obviously, we need to show this man a tissue at some point.
Do you know a guy called Plantard?
I don't know anybody in Paris.
Oh, well, this guy's dead anyhow.
Why do you ask me about dead men? I have seen enough of death to last me a lifetime.
I'm, sure you have.
So, no.
Have you seen a clown?
I beg your pardon?
The clown. A guy in funny pants. Have you seen him?
My pants are from England, Marks and Spencer. They are a pleasure and a comfort to wear, with much support.
I'm real glad to hear that. You know, it's good to know you Nobel Prize winners are human too.
In my country, the people make do with string and egg cartoons.
For pants?
For everything. Oppression is the mother of ingenuity.
So, no, he hasn't seen a clown. Let's show him a tissue.
Does this goo-smeared tissue mean anything to you?
No, it doesn't.
Not surprised.
May I shake you by the hand?
I do not shake the hands of imperialist dogs.
Now, that's a real bad attitude problem you've got there.
So that's a no, then.
Have you any idea what this tool might be used for?
I cannot guess.
Would it mean anything if I told you it was for lifting drain covers?
Such technology fills me with wonder.
I think he could have used a little more sarcasm in that statement. I don't know. Maybe.
What does this clown's nose suggest to you?
In my country, we have no use for clowns.
I'm glad to hear it.
They were dealt with most severely in the last cultural cleansing.
What about the mimes? Did you get them too?
All gone. Our streets are mime-free.
Sounds like heaven.
Let's talk about this picture.
Do you recognize this man? He calls himself Khan.
Yes, I know this man. Why do you carry his photograph?
I'm a private detective.
Okay, so you know him.
What's your interest in Khan?
He is an enemy of my people.
You know he's a killer.
Of course, amongst other things.
Oh?
Would you help me investigate Khan?
That is not possible. My instructions are to observe. I cannot jeopardize my position as an honored guest of this country's government.
Fair enough.
Thanks for your help.
Goodbye.
And back to his paper he goes. I think it's time to talk to the pianist. Let's see if the pianist knows Khan.
Hi there, ma'am.
Well, hello. What can I do for you?
I'm looking for a man.
You disappoint me, my dear. For one foolish moment I thought... But never mind. Aren't you going to tell me your name?
George Stobart, ma'am.
How sweet! I once had a stable boy called George. I am Lady Piermont. The common reaction is to kneel and stutter, but it's not obligatory.
A real lady? I mean, you're an honest-to-God aristocrat?
Oh, I don't know about that. Few of my ancestors are honest, not even to God. I can trace my family back to the Normans, but don't let that intimidate you, George. Beneath that impressive pedigree, I'm just flesh and blood. The blood may be blue, but the flesh is the plump beef of old England, so to speak. You appear distracted, George. Is there any way I can help you?
Well, at some point I'll probably be showing you a dirty goose mid-tissue, like I have everyone so far.
Did you know there's a gangster out front?
What makes you think he's a gangster?
The Italian suit and the bulge in his pocket?
I know plenty of men with Italian suits and bulges in their pockets. That doesn't necessarily make them gangsters.
That is a good point.
Are you here in Paris on vacation?
No, darling, I'm on holiday. I needed to get away after Algy's funeral.
I didn't realize you were mourning the loss of a loved one.
I'm not. He was my husband.
Oh, fair enough.
I'm sorry to hear about your husband's death.
You wouldn't be if you knew him, my dear. It gave me the opportunity to take a well-deserved holiday. Daphne suggested a change of scenery. Paris, she said. A wild romance is just what you need to take your mind off the inquest. Well, the closest I came to romance was being wooed by a drunken Breton chef. I must say I was disappointed with his coq au vin. Not at all what I was expecting. I was thinking of cutting my holiday short, packing my bags and heading back to Hemel Hempstead. That was until last night.
Last night?
What happened to you last night?
I was stricken, Mr. Stobart. Cupid's arrow has cleft my bosom.
They couldn't really miss.
It was just as I'd always imagined it should be. The intimacy of candlelight, romantic music tinkling across the room, and then a stranger's glance. Those brooding eyes, that suave manner, those tight trousers. He was the man I'd been waiting for all my life.
I'm glad he finally turned up after all these years.
Ah, but it wasn't to be. He was merely toying with my affections. And if I ever catch up with him, he's dead.
Oh.
Who was the guy who led you on?
His name is Merlin.
I'm looking for a murderer.
Good heavens! You're a private detective.
That's correct, ma'am.
What's the term you Americans use? It's on the tip of my tongue.
I believe what you're thinking of is Dick.
Precisely.
Do you know this person?
Have you come across a man who calls himself Khan?
I am familiar with only one person named Khan.
Genghis Khan, the legendary Mongol barbarian chieftain?
No, darling. Kevin.
Kevin Khan? I never heard of him.
I'd be most surprised if you had, darling. He's a pharmacist in Hemel Hempstead. Organises fundraising for the Rotarians. Lovely man.
Does he have a scar on his cheek?
I really wouldn't know, sweetie.
So that's a no. Well, it's customary at this point. Let's show this person the tissue.
Does this tissue mean anything to you?
Good God, no.
I just thought the smell might be familiar.
Please, darling, put it away. I'm no shrinking violet, but that object makes me feel quite queasy.
So that's a no then. Fair enough.
Would you like to shake my hand, ma'am?
Now, George, there's no need to be so formal. We met as tourists, and I want to keep it that way, despite the enormous social gulf between us.
So, I'm getting the feeling we're never going to be able to use this buzzer for its actual purpose.
Can you think of any use for this tool, ma'am?
I can think of someone I'd like to use it on.
So, no then.
Do you know what this is?
At a guess, I'd say it was a clown's nose.
That's right. It was worn as a disguise by a vicious killer.
Good heavens, are you trying to alarm me?
It's true. He uses the name Khan.
Let's show off this picture.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
My God, it's him! That's Merlin!
She represented everything I loved about the English. The lady was totally deranged. Merlin? You mean King Arthur's wizard?
Good heavens, no! Monsieur Merlin is a fellow guest. He's the man I've been telling you about. That's the man who spurned me.
So, Merlin and Khan are the same person?
The man you know as Merlin is a fake.
What sweetie?
He's a murderer. He also uses the name Khan.
I am shocked, Mr. Stobart. Shaken. I took him to be a gentleman, a man of honor. Do you know, I'd rather like to assist you in stitching him up.
Ooh, that's some progress.
When did you last see Merlin?
It was no more than an hour ago. He came downstairs and spoke to that clerk chappie. Something passed hands. I couldn't see what exactly.
A briefcase?
No, smaller than that. A bundle of papers, perhaps. The clerk put it in the hotel safe and Merlin went out.
Perhaps the papers were in the briefcase? It's a logical step of assumption.
Are you sure you saw Merlin putting documents in the safe?
Yes, darling, positive.
I wonder what they were.
Obviously something of great importance.
Yeah. I'd sure like to get my hands on whatever it is. I'll bet they had something to do with Plantard's briefcase.
Anything else you can talk about?
Has Merlin returned to the hotel?
No, he hasn't. Are you going to search his room?
If I could get in there, I would.
Right. Well, we have an ally to our cause.
I have to go, ma'am.
And the piano plays more. Let's go to that counter, shall we? Ah, there is a key there. And a book that we could try read. Let's try reading it.
There was no one registered under the name of Khan. If the killer was staying here, he'd used a different pseudonym.
Indeed, we figured out what that was.
There was no one registered. If the killer...
We could try and grab these keys. That seems like a plan, but I get the feeling that might not work.
I want some information.
Who are you? The police?
I'm conducting a private investigation.
Ah, I know only too well what you mean. That is one of the drawbacks of the catering business. When people book into an hotel, they leave their morals at home, no?
Also, notice that he had earplugs in his ears.
Do you know a man named Plantard?
No, monsieur.
Fair enough.
I'm looking for a man who dresses like a clown.
This is a highly respectable hotel, monsieur. There are no clowns here.
If you say so.
So, no then.
What do you make of this tissue?
Do you wish me to dispose of it for you, monsieur?
Hey, no! It could be useful. I'm holding on to this.
As you wish, monsieur. Perhaps you would like a little plastic baggie to keep it in?
Nah, it's fine the way it is.
I don't know, the plastic bag might be useful.
Hey, shake my hand.
I'd rather not, monsieur. I'm still sore from the shock administered by one of the guests. He was secretly concealing an electrical device in the palm of his hand. Practical jokes are so puerile, don't you think?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Wait, who was trying to administer an electric shock via a palm buzzer?
What do you make of this tool?
Stunning, monsieur. I bet you handle it like a professional.
Fair enough.
Do you recognize this red nose?
No, monsieur.
Do you recognize this person?
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
Yes, monsieur. That man is one of our guests.
What name?
I cannot tell you that.
Fair enough. What about the safe?
I'd like to retrieve something from your safe.
Ah, oui, monsieur. May I see some form of identification?
Like what?
A driving license, perhaps?
I don't drive.
Your passport?
I don't have it with me. I could show you my operation scar.
I'm sorry, monsieur. I must have some form of unique ID.
You won't find a more unique ID than my scar.
I'm sorry. I must insist on a more traditional identification.
Rats.
So we are being foiled.
Thanks for your help, buddy.
But not for long. Let's just grab these keys. I'm sure he won't pay any attention.
Excusez-moi, monsieur.
What?
You were trying to steal that key, no?
No way.
That's not going to work either. But I have a plan. Maybe we could use Piermont here to, distract the clerk so that we could then get the key. That seems like a plan. And so, when we come back, folks, the music will keep on playing. Never will it stop. And I'll catch you next time, folks. And I'll see you then. Later.